All right, and welcome to all the members of the Rabyd Nation and to all you tourists as well, and all of you people just kind of lurking in the corners, wondering whether you want to cross the borders. Welcome to one and all. This is, of course, the Rabyd Atheist channel. I'm your host, Ed Raby, a former pastor turned atheist, now a compassionate anti-theist. Welcome to my channel. Appreciate all of you. Today is the Fireside Chat, which is my most open live stream. So there's no subscriber requirement. There's no any of that. So I, I'm very open to any conversation with anybody on Mondays. So it's kind of one of those things that I kind of look forward to. Guess we'll see what happens. This is where I kind of take some of the things we're going to talk about and leave it all to you. Leave it all to you. And there's definitely some fangsology that people want to discuss. And so that's, I didn't bring any marshmallows to the fireside chat tonight, but I did bring chocolate and graham crackers. So there you go. And so there we have it. But yes, this is the open stream. There's also a goal in the chat. It helps me pay for the stream, pay for my time, and appreciate that when people recognize that. It's just a fun way of me raising money. I'll wear whatever hat you guys choose if we reach the super chat goal. And that's, I think, the end of the announcements. Other than I do want to start announcing that we will be having a special Halloween night stream. I don't know when the time will be for that, but me and Earl are going to do a live stream, and we're going to talk about woo of all sorts. So we're going to do that, but there you go. But let's get a roll call. If Fred was here, our noble senator, Fred, I don't know, it's gone to his head, I think. So, but he keeps calling me Caesar, so it's all good. There we go. Rimmer's here. Let's see. Katie is here. Good to see you, Katie. Christians have a Nephilim that have never been proven, but Fangs had giant Flemish ravelins, which are real. They're huge bunnies. Yes, Fangs has servants you can actually verify the existence of compared to Yahweh. This is true. Hey, Ron, good to see you. Michael in Germany. Let's see. Evan is here. I don't know. Instead of boo, 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 yes. Earl used to be, I don't know if she's going to be here tonight. She may show up and I'll ask her more directly, but she used to be like a witchy witch. So she wasn't a Christian very long, and then she went into woo, and then she got out of woo. So there's that. But I think from last stream on Saturday, some of you realize how wooey the Pentecostal church is. Like the Pentecostal church is very, very woo when it comes to spiritual warfare and stuff like that. So it's kind of, so there's that, but yes. So we're going to do that. We're going to do a special Halloween stream. It might be a little later because it is Halloween and we want to go late, but then I can do that, but we'll see. I got to make arrangements with Earl to do that. So got your research book. Yes, the Nephilim were the results of, supposedly, according to the book of Enoch, the most dangerous thing that angels can do is have sex with humans. So you can't have humans and angels having sex with each other because it leads to giants. And some of the giants in spirit survived the flood. There's some. I really need to reread the book of Enoch just for the shits and giggles, but I don't know. It's really interesting to me the kind of woo there, Kyle, that people come up with, because it's like I never understood, like there were Nephilim in those days. Like you can't understand parts of the Bible without reading the book of Enoch, because the book of Enoch supposedly is the authority on angelology, like anything involving angels. So, and a lot of the biblical writers took that seriously. Like you see it in the Old and New Testament, like they do that. So, yeah, the fields of Nephilim. Wow, a field full of giants, a goth band? That makes sense. And to pay me all? Yes. That's a good one. That's nice, Evan. That's nice. Now, the Pentecostal, having been part of the Pentecostal church, I never realized how wooey we must have sounded to everybody else. Like you never realize how weird you sound until you get out of it. Like I am sure that all of you have deconverted, know exactly what I'm talking about. When you listen to people of your old past, you're like, Jesus, that just sounds weird. I don't. Jesus is a God human, hybrid. Step up. Got to step up, Katie. That's one of the things about Jesus that used to bother the hell out of me to try to theologically deal with was the nature of Christ. Because some religions don't have him as deity, like some versions of Christianity don't have him as deity. So, and then others did. So, yeah, it was like, yeah, I mean, Fred could say mythical, but yeah, but yeah, one of the if you want a good giggle about angels, just read the. I think you could read the Book of Enoch. It's hard to hoe because people are they really believe that stuff, and so it's like, yeah, it's one of those things where I you get a difference of opinion on a lot of things. So it's like when I was in the church, angelology was like big every once in a while because everybody had their guardian angel and all this other crap, and I had to deal with that as a pastor. Like, just because you have a guardian angel doesn't mean you get to do stupid shit, yeah, and think you're going to be protected. I don't know. Um, well, the Bible says that Jesus was like a man, tempted in all ways, just like us, but without sin. So, in order for that temptation, yeah, he could have probably boinked somebody. Like, he could have boinked people. So, I don't know. He might be just tall. I mean, I've come up with a solution as to why he's white, when he should be Arabic. Like in all the pictures in the United States, Jesus is a white boy with long locks. He's got long hair and a beard. He all the things that the conservative Christians don't like. So there you go. So my mother was always said I was descended from the Nephilim. Needless to say, I personally hate that particular myth. Oh yeah, I'm 6'4". It's that Dutch blood. Like, you know, my Dutch family members are tall, all of them. So it's like, yeah. Really? I don't know. I'm not sure that's true. I mean, the thing about Jesus in the story, though, Rimmer, he has his disciples, but there's several verses that talk about the women that ministered to him. So, and to the rest of the disciples. So, did they have camp followers? I think they did. So, and we're not going to talk about his missions. Hey, Dave, good to see you. Out here streaming, keeping up the good fight. I imagine he'll be the best athlete. I think somebody already has him as that, Ron. So there's that. Oh yeah, 6'9". Yep. Yeah, Dutch people are reportedly on average the tallest people in the world, and yeah, I got a quarter of that, so I'm a little shorter than most Dutch people because it's probably the other influences. So we're shorter. Yeah, they can blank. It's not like mules. Mules just don't impregnate anything. so, so there you go. But yeah, I believe that Jesus is going to be ripped. Like I've already seen that, Ron. Like there's pictures of Jesus ripped. We had that stream a long time ago where we were reacting to a video and the ending scene was Jesus and like he was buff. Like he was like Arnold Schwarzenegger times two and in his prime and he just and I that was the red flags. What are the red flags of dating Jesus? And it's epic. Like if you can find that stream, the end of it is epic because we talked about the red flags of dating Jesus and oh my gosh. Oh, impregnating. Okay. Evan, you the puns, the puns. I'm glad you intend them because if you didn't intend to be punny, I would yell at you for that. Yeah, Korean Jesus is ripped. Yeah, if you look that up, yeah, you remove their equipment to stop them from fooling around. Yeah, because the angels have a problem. They like Earth girls. Like I guess Earth girls are indeed easy. I guess when it comes to being an angel. Yes, Jim Jesus. Yes, you see that one picture that used to be on T-shirts of Jesus, crawling and he's pushing up a cross on his back, and God's Jim kind of thing. Uh, there's a lot of people that dismiss mythicism. Like even secular scholars are like, and that's the problem. Mythicism could be true, or there could be a legendary development of a guy here, because we've seen that before too. Like there was a dude, like when you look at like Alexander the Great, who was indeed a great conqueror, but there's a whole bunch of mythicism around him too, like all the miracles he did, how he talked with various Greek gods. There's a whole bunch of BS around him too, and it's growing legend. It's like there's that possibility. The problem is we don't know enough to definitively say one way or the other, and that's why I say, yeah, you both could be. One of you is probably right. You can't both be right, but it doesn't really matter to me because the issue, as always, with Jesus is the resurrection. If the resurrection can't be proven, then I don't need to live my life by the religion until they do. Oh my God. Jim Jordan. Okay. Earth girls are delicious. All right. Yeah, you must be. I think you probably would. Yeah, they're terraphiles. If Katie, I'm telling you, you got to read the Book of Enoch. It's hilarious. In my new mindset, it's hilarious. I've got to pick up I haven't read it in like 10 years, but I remember reading it and just laughing my ass off. And I was still barely a theist and barely a Christian at that time. So I don't know. Wait a minute. Let's see. Let me think. No, I wasn't a Christian anymore. I remember reading it. I was still a pastor though. And I was an atheist pastor, and I was reading the Book of Enoch and laughing my ass off. That's a great image for somebody to do. So there you go. Yeah, I saw a lot of people with the God's Gym. I used to have Christian T-shirts too, Josh. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. There's a lot of. I know that when I did my Pentecostal thing a couple days ago, and I did those two guys in the interview, it was interesting. Some of the comments I got after the stream was over in the comments section because somebody said, "Man, that takes me back," and cringe. So it's like when you really look at your past as a theist, okay, and then you look at it again later. Like I've been out of Pentecost, 20 years. Like I've been out of the Pentecostal church for 20 years. And it's amazing to me that the verbiage, the vocabulary is still the same. The names have changed, the faces have changed, but the vocabulary is still the same. And, I remember when somebody called out those Christian t-shirt designers because they were clearly using like copyrighted logos and changing them, and they were getting away with it. So back then, so I don't know if they probably still do, because a lot of those companies just don't want to take on the church and get embroiled in that controversy. So yeah, I get it, and I can accept that. That's fine. The problem is people still take these stories very seriously. So you gotta be out here as an atheist or a content creator doing something, talking against it like I do. I'm more of the, yeah, you both can be, one of you is probably right. Like it's either Jesus of Nazareth was this little rabbi that developed a good following and was a good cult leader, opposition leader to maybe the temple priests, and he got killed. Okay. And maybe the priests did get him crucified by the Romans. But the naturalistic part is as far as I'll take it. And then after that, you just line up the Gospels in chronological order, and you can see the development yourself. Like, and that includes the non-canonicals. Like, there's 37, 38 Gospels that we have of Jesus. And if you kind of put them in chronological order, you can see the growing legendary development. So did he want to? I don't know. Yeah, Atlas is probably ripped too. Jesus is Arnold Schwarzenegger, jacked, and Antichrist is going to be morbidly obese, ugly guy, or a scrawny, infant-looking homosexual, or both. Probably. That's probably true. Yeah, it's the superhero origins. I really think it's one or the other. Either Jesus was a complete myth, or there's this probably historically and would have been normally historically insignificant guy that got a lot of things because somebody believed that he rose from the dead that was influential. That's why I like Paul Ageel's Minimal Witnesses, because, and I would say that you don't even really need Paul, okay, to get Christianity started. What you need Paul for is to make Christianity big. Like, he's the one that made it big, okay, but you only need Peter convinced that he saw resurrected Jesus, and maybe James, one of Jesus's brothers, because then you get the family and the religious followers on board, and the rest is history. So, yeah, definitely more towards the second option. Yeah, he's just this guy. Yeah. But yes, it really is kind of like I've told people that it's very much like a tall tale. It could very much be like a tall. In any case, the vast majority of the things that we know about Jesus are probably false. Okay, mythological development, legendary development, whatever you want to call it. And even if there is a kernel of truth that there was a guy named Jesus of Nazareth who had a following, that doesn't mean all the other claims of the Bible are true. So, yeah, I mean, if you just, without Paul, you just have a Jewish sect. I agree with that. Like, there would be a Jewish sect that would have probably died out within 2 centuries, because Jesus was an apocalyptic preacher. Like, he preached very hard. You know, if the words in the Gospels are accurate, then he predicted that within a generation they would all be going home to be with God. Well, that didn't happen. And so you have Paul, who created this massive movement, but then you had somebody else who writes a lot of the pseudo letters of Paul and others. And that's what kept Christianity going, because they jumped the shark, so to speak, to get to this, idea that Jesus is, even though he was wrong in his predictions, he's still the Son of God. So it's like somehow they got past that. There's a group of people, probably more than one, by the time Christianity is established, that kind of kept it going, despite the fact that Jesus was a failed prophet. So most historians do say, but there's like 100 historians that do support mythicism, that he's no better than Hercules. So, but you're never going to. That's an argument that if you make with a Christian, they will absolutely fight you tooth and nail. I just saw this yesterday when I was watching a stream where, this guy is trying to get to the main topic at hand, and the Christian is arguing with him about the historicity of Jesus. And so the conversation doesn't get anywhere, because you bring up Jesus as a myth, and that doesn't help. Okay, because you're not going to have a conversation with a Christian at that point, because they're going to basically, he's not a myth. It's like, and then that conversation evolves into that. You really have to. I think you have to kind of respect the beliefs of the person in order to have a conversation with them, to get them at that point. And then you can talk about the mythicism of Jesus later. It's like, it doesn't help when you're dealing with a Christian directly at that point. It just doesn't help. So, Bible stories is a kind of graphic and playing off The Walking Dead. Yeah, I remember that one. I think it's still around, Philbert. I don't remember where I saw it, but I thought I saw it in a Christian bookstore when I was on vacation. It's still out there. Like all the people in it are like a comic book ripped kind of thing. It's great. Everybody's got muscles. Does anybody know how to draw a regular person anymore in a comic book? Is there regular people in comic books anymore? Yeah. Apology is pretty ripped too. It's possible it was a traumatic brain injury. The thing about Paul is, I've got a video coming up. I'm writing through the minimal witnesses, and one of the minimal witnesses is Paul had this experience on the Damascus Road, and it's like even within the Book of Acts, for instance, your traumatic brain injury theory might have some weight, Katie, because if you read the accounts where Paul is relaying the account of how he met Jesus in the Book of Acts, they contradict each other. Like one time the people with him see it but don't hear anything, and the next time they hear it but they don't see it. It's like, and you don't have any list of witnesses to this event, even though supposedly so many people saw it. It's like, so is Paul having trouble remembering what he saw, at that point? Like he is like, and he even admits in one of his letters, whether it is out of the body or in the body, I don't know. Like he's like, I don't really know what I saw. Okay. But then apologists come along later. Yeah, I had this great experience. It's like, even Paul in the writings of your Bible itself seems to indicate that he's having problems remembering. So maybe traumatic brain injury would explain that. It's a valid theory. It's as valid as any other I've heard. So, yeah, 500 people saw Jesus. Okay. Who are they? What's their names? Where did they live? So there you go. Just finished working on your car? Okay, there you go. I'm sorry you had to work on your car. Unless you like doing that sort of thing. I don't like working on my car, so I let other people do it. Yes, none of these witnesses ever spoke up, ever. That's kind of really weird. I don't know. I have often theorized that the early Christians were doing something. I'm sorry, you don't get the Book of Revelation out of the air. Like, like that's some serious hallucinogenic mushrooms. Like I have theorized that these people did those kind of things and they didn't think anything of it because it was just part of life. So Paul maybe have staged 100 of those resurrection events. Maybe it was just shtick as an itinerant preacher. But yes, it's like, go read the Book of Acts and read Paul's accounts of his own experience, and you will see contradictions in his own accounts in the Book of Acts. Now, you got to understand the Book of Acts is purely for the Bible tells you so, because there's no historical collaboration for the Book of Acts whatsoever. Okay, I don't even have to deal with the problem of having 3 other Gospels with the Book of Acts, because there's not 3 other accounts of the Book of Acts. So there's that. So there's that. One particular Christian myth was the holy. There you go. Maybe it was just the sun for too long. It gets hot in those parts of the world. That's possible too. Yeah, we have actually more witnesses that saw Elvis after his death. That is true. My car works for me, not me and my car. There you go. Yep, that's kind of how I feel about it. I find particularly amusing as a lance long as being a holy artifact because it killed. Oh yes, the spear that supposedly killed Jesus. Yeah, the lance of long. I can't believe they call it that. Except I do believe that's the supposed centurion's actual name, as long as. And I'm starting to go to my Monty Python with Biggest Dickus and Naughtius Maximus. So you got to wonder about a centurion that has the name Longinus. So there you go. So Agnes says Paul's Damascus experience was temporal lobe epilepsy. It's quite possible. Like there are many medical conditions back then that were spiritually explained. So yes, it's very possible, Philbert. Like, I think with Paul and the way he writes, and I read it now, and like back in the day, oh, this is so inspired, and I don't know how Paul was so gifted in hearing from Jesus like this. And now I look at it and like, what was wrong with him? What was he on? Like, it's some of his logical leaps just amaze me. Like, so it's just like it's one of those things where I just don't understand it anymore, Philbert. I read it and I go, what the oh, there you go. Oh, you're crying. I don't have that emoji queued up. Triple E. I feel bad. Which one is that? I gotta go look. Okay, it's the blue one. All right, there we go. There we go. Took a bit. So there we go. The crying emoji. Or Triple E. Good to see you, Triple E. Glad to see you. But I saved a chunk. What's the topic at hand? Whatever you want it to be. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the guy that wrote Revelation was on. Like, it's definitely like a if you take it in its real historical context, it's a criticism by Christians about Rome, and very like, once again, we got this future. And I think it's really the book of Revelation that may have saved Christianity, because it's like it creates this notion that no matter what we go through, eventually in the end, Jesus is going to come back and solve all the problems. It's just not going to matter. Transaxle fluid on the ground. My heart just sang. Very relieved to find a missing bolt. There you go. Yes. If you're a farmer, I know exactly. I used to work on my grandfather's farm, Katie, when I was younger, before he died. And one of the things that I helped my uncle with, who was also working on the farm, was fixing machinery. I didn't know what I was doing, but I could hold the wrench and hand him the bolts. And yeah, he would have moments of heart attack like that. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can fix that, you know. And they literally had a garage on the farm where they drive in the tractors and work on them. And I have to give my grandfather credit. He was running a business and he was running it well. So True Cross, yes. There's like, if you got all the splinters of the true Holy Cross, I think you could make like 100 crosses at this point. So yes, a third of Americans still believe that JFK is still alive. That's true. Yes, I agree. Hail Bigfoot. But yes, there's more actual. There's actually a supposed photograph of Bigfoot too. So, how many eyewitness extra biblical accounts are there? Zero. None. You don't have any eyewitness accounts. That's the real problem for Christianity. It's all hearsay after the fact. That's the real problem in Christianity. And when you tell that to Christians, they get all offended. I'm like, no, if you have somebody who's collecting stories of eyewitnesses, that's still hearsay. Okay, because they could be lying, they could be mistaken, or the eyewitnesses could be non-existent. Until you give me names and have their affidavit on it, you don't have anything. So so plain sand. As sand from Golgotha to Catholics, you might. I think you could do that. Cerebral palsy? Could be. Yeah, there's none. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, I'm always nice to see the people that follow this channel. You guys are awesome. Can't thank you all enough. Make my day sometimes. Like I don't often talk about. I probably should talk about this sometime, but like I get in. Well, why not now? There are times that I come to the stream and it's like, man, I need this stream. Like, yeah, I'm mentally, I am doing a lot better than I used to be like 2 or 3 years ago, but it's still, there are some days it's like, I don't want to get out of bed and the streams get me out of bed. So like today was a good example. Hey, Merlin, good to see you. Yeah, you made this one. If JFK, oh, I don't know how old he would be. So he was in his 40s, and yeah, he'd be well over 100. He'd be dead by now anyway. So you're only the piano player. That's a good one. I would remember that. Yeah, he could be a Dutch hiker. And thanks, by the way. That's one. Appreciate that. But yes, Bigfoot could be a Dutch hiker that's very, very hairy, and that's why he left and went into the woods because everyone was making fun of him. So it's quite possible. So I am very comfortable on the streams now, and I think I've found my niche with these. I got to get back to video creation because I haven't realized how much I need content creation to kind of keep my mentality good as well. I need to sit down and create something, and videos are something I can create. I'm not as good as Paula Gia by a long shot, but I can do it. So, but JFK Jr. Oh, JFK Jr. Oh, I don't know. Guy who forged the original more and said and sold it to them for. Oh yeah, I remember that guy. Like he gave them a bunch of documents that he forged, and they paid him good money for it. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I mean that's what Fireside Chat is all about. I mean, I'll even let the theists sit down here and get stoned if they want. I mean, you can do that. If you're a theist and you want a place to escape from all that and sit down and take a drag on a joint, go right ahead. And that's what we're here for, just to talk. And there she is, the lovely, the wonderful lap on which our Lord naps. I killed Earl. Welcome, Earl. Good to see you. As always. I got your crying onion up right now because Triple E posted it as an emoji. So, yes, the onion babies. I got the other one too. That one I actually had queued up, like this one. The baby onions. I love them. I'm sad that they're sad, but they're still funny that they're sad. Is that weird? Psychotherapy to the list of You love onions? Okay, there you go. And we got onions aplenty, but yes, the crying baby onion is one, but I still love the binky one just slightly better. There's something about the tear swelled eyes with somebody with a binky. That's just they're called buttons. Called buttons. Okay, so the buttons. Yeah, see, captive. Yes, even Dave loves Earl. Everybody loves Earl. Well, maybe not everybody. I love her art, and Earl's a good friend. So, all right, but yeah, I don't know. I like this one. I still like this one. It's my favorite of all time is Corso for Fang's sake, but and the Grumpy Fangs very much up there. But this one's definitely one of the cutest ones. Really? I haven't seen SNL in a long time. The problem is when I watched Saturday Night Live, it was like the golden age, and all the like big names in comedy got their start there. So I got the time Jesus cast spirits from a demon possessed by a man into a herd of pigs. That's what I was. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a great story. What do the pigs do? Like I don't know who was farming those pigs, but I'd be pissed. So, I mean, did he pay the guy money for that? So, they've always been white. I'm not sure this is white. Is this a white onion? It looks more like a little bit more brown in skin there. I'm just saying. Oh, Amy did? Okay, all right. The more onions piece to make it a poster. I started a fourth wall. Okay. So you're gonna make it a poster? Oh, there you go. There you go. See that? I would love to have a. I would love to have a Mormonians poster. Maybe I'll put it in the background. So that'd be awesome. You like green onions? Yeah, we could do a green onion. Jesus was nailed to some wood, but they used nails. Wouldn't he have died from infections like tetanus within 3 days? Nails were expensive at the time, so yes, I know it comes up often. I really need to get on that too. Fangs merch. See, I'm trying to find a site that will do underwear, and the reason I want that is we want our own thing that that is in response to Mormon underwear. Like I want actually to create some underwear that you could actually probably get laid in, and compared to the Mormon ones. So, and I don't know, some of you may want a picture of fangs on your shorts. I'm not sure. So that's kind of been my dilemma, is trying to find a site that'll do underwear, so we can have the better than the Mormon underwear. So actual sexy underwear. So there you go. Change the flavor of the pork. Yes, I have a lot of questions too, Michael. You have it up for Christmas deliveries. There you go. There you go. Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying. I just want to do like. I mean, okay, hold on. I need an image. I need an image of fangs here. The cute one. I want a cute fangs here. There's a lot of cute fangs. There's a like the one I just like the one I do for my profile pic now. Could you imagine that somewhere like on a pair of boxers? But I'm just saying. Oh, well, they use pork. Of course, it goes into swine because of the Jewish prohibition against eating pig. So there's that. The finest plugins. We're not going to go for the finest plugins, Michael Wolf. I think we're just going to say better than Mormon, more sexy than Mormon underwear. I think that's what we're going for. But yeah, I'm just saying that's kind of what I've been waiting for. Is like I'm trying to find a site that'll do that. Yes, that's why so many hate pork. Yes, like the prohibition against pork and pigs is just amazing. I don't understand it, to be honest. It's like, you know, what you see, what you see is what you get. I'm just, I, I'm envisioning this on boxers right on the front. Pair of blue boxers with Fangs' face. I think that would impress all the ladies, gentlemen, or gentlemen if you're also into gentlemen. So there you go. Yes, too many of us love bacon. You know, my granddaughter. I know my daughter loves me because every time we have breakfast on Friday, she serves bacon and lots of it. I don't know how much that costs her. Probably it costs my mother. Probably not her, but you know, I know at that point, I know my daughter loves me because she fixes bacon every time. So banning pork, it might have been like if you cook pork thoroughly, it's not a problem. So the Egyptians and Northern Canaanites ate pork. So if it works, then yes. I'm just saying, my old phone and my methods have improved considerably since the first editions made. They just needed to be for poster worthy. Gotcha. That'll be awesome. A poster of the Mormonians. So it's the finest software. Yeah, came up with that. The finest software. There you go. Oh, is there a kinky fangs would hold a carrot and two onions. Oh my goodness, Earl likes that one. Oh, Earl, have you wrote that one down? Have you wrote that one down, Earl? I hope you have. Oh, I think you could probably actually do that one pretty quickly too. Oh my gosh. You got it. All right, good. Oh my gosh. All right. There might be Thursday, there might be more art. Who knows? Oh, I let Earl cook. I stay out of her kitchen when she's doing art. I do not want to interfere. Yes, yeah, I think that's going to be a good one. I don't know. Some of you might want, I don't know, maybe you want this on your shorts. So I don't know. You could, there's so many different variants. I mean, you can do no, yes. Woohoo. I still like this one too. This one's so cute. Oh, don't worry. She's not offended in the slightest. Yeah. So, oh my God. Still poisons your coffee. That's a healthy relationship, I'm sure, Philbert. I, I, I'm one of my struggles in finding a new lady friend is definitely you got to put up with me. So if you're not willing to, yeah, yeah. See, this is what I'm saying. See, I want the underwear option, but I want people to be able to put what version of fangs they want on it, like, and give them options. And I don't know if anybody does that. So drop fangs on the other side and then ope on the other. That could be, yeah, depending on what side we're talking about, huh? You too, Katie. You have a great one. Appreciate it. Yeah, you have all those starving masses to feed, so make sure you get them fed. Oh my goodness. It's my thing though. Honestly, Philbert, it's like you got to put up with me. Like, I am not going to change. I'm 56 years old. I have my sense of humor. I have my habits. It's not going to happen. Like, there are things I might change for stuff for somebody, but it's like I'm still going to do the things that I do. And if you can't be at peace with that, then you're probably not the one. So there's that. Hey, asshole, waving in. Yeah. I get a biblical marriage instead. I I don't know. Seems a little bit over the top. I mean, I don't know. One might be enough, Michael. I put up. Why put up when you could dig down? There you go. There you go. I see what you did. You're aggressively single. It seems cruel to insist acceptance of my own behavior. Yes, I'm with you there, Earl. I think that's why we get along so well. Is I I'm kind of aggressively single too, and it's going to have to take a real special woman to break through that. Like, they're going to have to approach me and convince me of why I should give up my singleness. So the only one who loves you is your mom. Yeah, that's fair. I got my kids too. They seem to love me. My grandkids definitely love me because I teach them all the stuff that their parents don't want them to know. So they think that's cool. You work so well because you're gone most of the time. so, so they tolerate you when you're there. Sorry, I'm late. I had to bring the hellhound to therapy. He had to do this ever since he found out about his mom. poor asshole. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh, never loved me, so I missed out on all that, but at least I have the grandkids. Yes. Oh, Merlin, you don't lie. My grandkids love me. They think I'm great. They don't know me that well yet. But Jane is starting, my oldest is starting to appreciate my oldest granddaughter, Jane. She has a great name, and she also is just like she's 11 going on 16, so she's very starting to become opinionated, and contrary at times, much to the chagrin of her mother and father, and I'm enjoying watching that. So it's not, it's absolute. You're right. It's not funny. It's hilarious. Yeah. So it's worth every penny. Oh. From our perspective, it's worth every penny you're paying, asshole. Yeah, she's starting to become a free thinker. Like she doesn't agree with everything that's done in the house at times. And I'm looking, she's going to be 12 here in January. So it's not very long before teenage will be a reality. And my other granddaughter's right behind her, like 2 years behind her. So it's going to be great. Yeah, Earl will come pat your dog, so the hellhound will. We can do that. So yeah, she's. I don't know. Like she's very tall. Like the Dutch blood is definitely there. Like she's already up to my shoulder, a little bit above my shoulder actually in height. I think she's like 5'6" already or something like that. It's ridiculous at 11. So she's a tall girl, and and she's starting to. I like nudge her and tell her, "Hey, is everything okay?" And she kind of like, "Yeah, it's all right around here." And so I'm kind of like, "All right, that's cool. I love her." And I got that, but man, did I ever live to regret it. It's all now that they've. Yeah, you want your kids to think for yourselves, but going through it while they're still at home. Yeah, that's not a friendly time. When they get out of your house and they're still free thinkers, they come back to you and thank you for that. I've had all three of my kids do that. Thank me that I didn't force them into anything. So, so yeah, it's like it's good. You're immune to most poisons. Poisons. Okay. See, there's the benefit of that kind of relationship, Philbert. You've developed an immunity to most poisons. You know, have you developed an immunity to iocane powder yet? So there you go. Get the reference. You get the reference. Yeah, grand. Yeah, we all have the grandchild that gives us hope. So there you go. Your cerebral offspring represent me. I get to be a mom after all. There you go. See, I'm telling you, there's a silver lining to everything, Earl. You know, you have offspring. You have all of these people that call you mom. Okay. And there you go. Yes, Princess Bride. Yes, you got to develop that. Yeah. Oh, I beat you to it. I'm just wondering if you had developed an immunity to iocane powder yet. So there you go. Yes, I'm now beginning to realize, Merlin, that the reason I didn't kill my kids is that grandkids are so awesome. So yeah, and you have to go through the kid part to get to the grandkid part. So, but yeah, like all my grandkids have their, their thing. I've got three granddaughters. Hopefully, my daughter is very pregnant now. Like she's due at any time. So, and she hasn't found out what the sex of the child is yet. And I'm right now I got 5 grandsons and 3 granddaughters, and I'm hoping to even that out actually. So there you go. There you go. Earl, has so much truth. The Rabyd Nation, we are a very unique group of people, that's for sure. That is you, and if you're mom of the whole thing, you have more childhood stuff to deal with right now than any mother ever. So there you go. Yeah, no lies there. Could be Danish. Yeah, she's pregnant. She shows all the signs, but yes. Yeah, she was extreme. This last Friday, I could tell she was like, she had more energy than normal, but she's getting tired. So, yeah, she have a lot of heathen spawn here. There you go. My plan is to get my friends or siblings-in-law who will let me be their fun uncle, Flunky. There you go. To their flesh beans. There you go. See, I being a grandfather is great because I have like all the fun and none of the responsibility. It's great. I've taught my grandkids things that their parents are going, why did you do that? I bought them things that their parents have said, why did you do that? I remember teaching my youngest grandson how to push a button on one of his toys, and then I immediately looked up at his father and said, I'm probably going to be hated by you now. He says, oh, yes. Because I taught him how to do it himself. He couldn't do it before, and now he knows how to push this button on a toy that makes a lot of noise. And he loves it. So, mainly because when I start to know me, I have to send them home option. Yes. Better than, yeah, I suppose that's true. Mom, I can put up with me. I just don't put me up for adoption. Okay, there's a lot of requests, Earl, not to put anybody up for adoption probably at this point. I'm just going to speak ahead of time. As a grandfather, you agree with this message? There you go. Yes. I love my grandkids. They're awesome. They have no flaws. They have no flaws. I enjoy them immensely. They're good. They're good kids. For the most part, they're pretty good kids. But I've got probably an autistic engineering genius in the making. I've got a fashionista. I've got my oldest. I would classify as kind of a tomboyish hippie girl kind of thing. Like she just likes to hang out. Oh, you're not giving up anybody for adoption? They're stuck with you now? Okay, there we go. Calls me. Same because we have the same name. There you go. I realized that she couldn't return me to my mom as damage when I had a heart attack. Fair enough. There you go. Yep. Yeah. The returns. All right, there you go. There you go. Still something to be proud of. Go save the world, have adventures. But yes, I'm amazed at, when people ask me that what's important in my life. I got 8, soon to be 9 of them. So yeah, it's there's definitely the way to go there. So, but yeah, I love them all. Yep, and you should be. There you go. There you go. Yep. I don't know. So we have a lot of love here. You have a mother. I'm not sure I'm a very good father. So I'm the head of state and head of the church. So you're benevolent dictator for life. and head of the Church of Fangs. So, because I wear the Holy Bunny hat when I want to wear the Holy Bunny hat. So, there you go. The Rabyd Nation is a interesting collection of people, that is for sure. Some good folks. It's a little weird. Here I am at Camp Granada. The old songs. We keep this stuff alive. I mean, it's like it's getting hard. You like me too. Oh, there you go. That's good. I'm glad somebody likes me. You got to work on it. There you go. There you go. Got to work on it. Got to get a little weird. Yeah, I mean, for a guy named Weirdo, you got to work on it a little bit more. You're just basically full of puns most of the time, Evan. And I think there's more potential for weirdness in you. Really? Recorded herself burning them? Wow. So you'll have some fun if it stops raining. I'm not weird. Y'all weird? We have nothing but love for Earl. There you go. You're the only demon spawn I'll ever have. Okay. Well, we definitely are demon spawn, that's for sure. According to most Christians, we're all going to hell and all children of the devil. So there we go. And you've adopted us, Earl. That's great. I'll continue to be your older big brother, but we'll figure that out. All right. See you later. There you go. You're gonna have to do it. Oh my god. Oh, so like you recorded it happening. Interesting. At your request. All right. I mean, Earl's an anti-natalist, so I can understand. Absolutely can understand. I don't know. Maybe Fangs will start to pick that up from sleeping on your lap so much. I think I actually have a line somewhere where I want to put something like that in our book. So that the more I nap on this lap, the more I realize that maybe my bunny followers being so prolific isn't such a great idea. So, you wanted proof? Okay, there you go. I think more people should do that. Like get proof. Like I want the video of my surgery so I have proof that it actually happened and was done correctly. I've been informed of that too. I don't know. I don't know. Hell might be interesting. Can one surf the waves of the lake on fire? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. The idea of infinite torment just still bothers me. But here's the thing about that, Debot. Some person came up with that idea and thought it was a good idea. That's what really bothers me about the doctrine of hell is like somebody really thought that was a great idea. We also have a hell, Michigan. Michigan is the only state that you can drive from paradise to hell in less than 6 hours. So, true fact. Look it up. Paradise, Michigan is in the upper peninsula of Michigan, and then hell is in the lower peninsula. They have a marathon or something like a 5K there every year, run through hell. So, so there's that. But yes, we have a hell in Hell, Michigan too. I don't know how it got its name. The rumors are that it was a really rough and tumble lumber town, and somebody just said something like, "This is like living in hell," and they just plaqued it up on the outside. So that. And that's the surfboard aspect of my autistic diagnosis. They wouldn't give it. Okay. Yeah, yeah, you might want to check on that. I think so. It might have been. It's um, it's a little town. It's not very big, but people live there. It for real. But there's also a Paradise, Michigan. So, and you can drive from Paradise, cross the Mackinac Bridge at the Straits, and then head into the Lower Peninsula, I believe, and hit hell. And you can do all that in a 6 hour after drive. So. New things, so I could add them to the fourth wall site. Okay. Outstanding. I mean, but you can have hours of fun with that. Oh, you have to wonder about the origins of names because they're funny, but like there's several places that are notorious. Like they have museums in Michigan for how notoriously bad a lumber town it was. Like in the lumber days of Michigan, you had very similar things to like the Wild West. Um, like these lumberjacks, you had these towns, and it had a bar and a place to sleep and a whorehouse. It was kind of like that's what it was, and I think hell may have gotten that reputation. So there, you just live on the edge of the bud. We love Sweden because of this. Yes, from here to eternity. Lizard lick. You wonder how that came about. I could think of so many options, Earl. Oh, my mind has gone several places. How the hell? Oh my gosh. Sign got stolen all the time, so they renamed it. Yes, I remember that. Like this, everybody's like stealing the sign. Uh, I, I did not know that. Yeah, it's like, how did you get lizard lick? Like, how is that licking? Where exactly? Yes, yeah. There's several beaver creeks in the United States. Makes you wonder. There's a cockermouth in England. Yeah, I can see that. Probably named after one of the kings. You're going to make a deal with God to have, and you'll fight the devil for him because he's not really doing a very good job, is he? Maybe needs a tag out. Balzac. Okay, there we go. There we go. Apocalypse of St. Peter sounds familiar. I read a lot when I was in seminary. Like I read a lot of the ancient fathers and ancient Christian literature that was outside the Bible when I was in seminary because I was into ecclesiology, which is the doctrines of the church, like how the church is supposed to be set up and things like that. And so, yes. So, yeah, it, I probably did, but I don't know if it's anything memorable to me about it. So I could probably read it again. I have a different, you know, well, is it like, the question is who is licking who? Is my question. Is the lizard licking the person or is the person licking the lizard? And what's the lizard at that point? So I do not, how this town got its name would be, if you're a person who's looking for names of towns that are controversial, it's definitely one of those. Like lizard lick, is it licking the lizard or is the lizard licking something? Like what are we doing here? Which direction is the licking going? More questions than answers. True. I'm sorry. I do this all the time, Michael. Like somebody tells me something, it's like now I have more questions. And lizard lick. Oh, as a town name, I'm baffled by this. So, toad lickers, yes. Well, lizard has been minced. For feet. Okay, there we go. Lizard lick is. Oh my god. Never mind. I, I, Wolf. There's just so many questions. Like, like how do these things get named this? Like, it's understandable. Like, how old is that town? Like, is that a, like back in the day, like there was all these Puritans about, town names and stuff. And I'm wondering if Lizard Lick was like a big middle finger in North Carolina to that. Like there was all this, like, we need to name towns very good, proper names. And there's just some towns that are just like, screw you. And the real pity to me, okay, is that Lizard Lick never became a big city. Because could you imagine them being big enough for a professional football team or something? And it's the Lizard Lick Lizards, like like the Lizard Lick Gecko is sponsored by Geico. I'm having too much fun with this one. It's the mayor of Lizard Lick. Oh. It showed hell on different levels based on the severity of sins, like Dante. I was asking, it seems to imply that hell is temporary. Well, yes, but the Catholics have that notion of hell. Like, that's why they have this thing called purgatory. Like, you just do your time, and then when you get out, you get to join everybody else in heaven, which makes Catholic doctrine a little bit more palatable, but not by much. So, but yeah, I get it, because the Catholic doctrine of the afterlife is very flexible. Like, how long you're in hell really depends on how evil a person you were. Eventually, Hitler will get out of there, and Genghis Khan and all the rest of them. They'll all get out of hell eventually. It may take millions and millions of years, but they'll get out. So they'll have paid their price. Yeah, we're going to all die with too many open questions, Michael. I'm fairly certain of that. I have more questions the longer I live than answers. So, so that was worth 5. Okay, there we go, Earl. I just got to find weird names of towns now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'll be a surprise. It'll be a surprise. Yes, there's one of the top tiers of Dante's Inferno. Yes, I know. Kill Devil Hills is where he went to high school. So, what was the mascot, Earl? Was it the Devils? Kill Devil Hills Devils? Like, I should rename my channel. I don't know. I'm not going to do that. So we got Meat Mound in Sweden. Okay, I can see that. Oh, the Hurricanes. Well, that makes perfect sense. I think there was an opportunity missed there. I would have done the Kill Devil Hills, demons or something. Devils, demons, the Hellhounds to trigger Asho again. So there we go. Kill Devil Falls, there might be. Yeah, there's all kinds of weird names in the United States. Trust me, there's weird names everywhere. Yeah, why didn't they do the Angels? Like, I'm with Merlin here. This is confusing. Why would you be the Hurricanes? I don't know who. Maybe somebody wanted to get rid. They wanted to get beyond the name or something. Make it not so bad. I guess. Who created evil in the St. Louis? Oh, the Redskins. Oh yeah, there you go. Let me guess. Yeah, there's a team south of me near the Grand Rapids area that was the Redskins. They changed their name to the Knights, the Scarlet Knights instead. So when all the well, there was a piece of legislation went through Michigan educational system and required people with controversial mascots to get rid of them or modify them. So okay, so the Hurricanes were a very real threat. Okay, there you go. There you go. I guess it. Yeah, because when I taught at Klein, they had 6 high schools and they all had different mascots, and one of them was the Hurricanes. So, and then there's the Tigers. The Golden Eagles was where I was at. Klein Forest was the Golden Eagles. So. Because that's an actual town. Oh, yeah. Yes, the New Jersey Devils. Had a friend who came from there in high school. Okay, yep. Yeah, the fucking the sports teams. I'm just saying. Oh my goodness. Kill Devil Falls, Kill Devil Hills Angels. I don't know, Earl. I think there was a missed opportunity there. They're probably glad I wasn't on the mascot naming committee at the time. I had way too much fun. Yeah, Hawaiian. Hurricanes get. It's interesting that hurricanes are used as mascots to me. It's kind of like tsunamis in Japan. Like, it's a powerful force, and I guess I get the appeal of the mascot of the powerful force. But usually, when they show up, nobody's really welcoming a hurricane into their town or a tsunami. So there you go. Oh. Yeah, no, let's see, how many different mascot titles have I had? When I was very young, we were the Bucks. I became a Coyote. Let's see, I was a Crusader when I was in Bible college for a little while, and then they changed the mascot to the Lions. It's the Eagles at Asbury, I believe. Asbury College is the Eagles. Man, and then when I went to Ferris, I was a Bulldog. So this has become a real what a very interesting mythological creature I could create with all that. The Lobos, yeah, that's a good one. Rock you like a hurricane. And okay, all right, there you go. Good old Kitty Hawk. Yeah, we learned how to fly. Not very high up though. I mean, they were off the ground, but it wasn't that impressive by today's standards. But yes, Kitty Hawk. Trust me, there's jokes about that name too. Which kitty were we after? What we were hawking for? Yes, bulldogs. Yes, the Ferris State Bulldogs. It's right above my head, actually. But yes, the off-color red and gold and black and white. So, Division II national title holders in basketball and football for a few years running now. Basketball a couple years ago. But also a very good pharmacy school. So, want to go into pharmacy or optometry? Ferris is very good for that stuff. So, Radians, catch you all later. Yeah, see you later, Fred. Actually, I'm going to probably call it a night too. I've got to get ready for work. It might be nice to get something to eat too since I got up. But yes, Nag's Head. Nag. Who's a nag and why does you have her? Yeah, there's a lot of names. What was it? There's a couple of them in Texas that you wonder what people were thinking. They definitely wanted something unique. So can't make this shit up. You really can't. All right, folks, I'm going to call it a night. Mostly because I got to get ready for work, and then I got a couple days I'm going to be working on some other stuff. So we'll see y'all on Thursday, deconversion hangout. Doesn't seem like with my open streams that any theist wants to show up and talk anymore either. So yeah, but it was a lot. Oh, we had a lot of fun tonight, sitting around the fire, exchanging stories, and having a few laughs at other people's expense tonight. But it was good stuff. So everybody, hang on and enjoy your life and have all the good stuff and enjoy it. So, but yes, I'm going to call it a night. So may Fangs nibble on all of your hearts. May he purify all of your vegetables so they're free of religious corruption. Make sure your offerings to Fangs are the holy pure carrot, and make it even more holy by circumcising. Just take off the tip of the carrot and nom nom and all of that stuff. I appreciate all of you being here tonight. You guys were awesome. Thank you for the couple of donations from Joshua. Appreciate that. For the licking lizards, and of course for the Bigfoot could be a Dutch hiker. Both very valid points. So thank you very much for that. And so make sure you do hit the like button. Appreciate it. And as always, folks, live your best life. You only get one go around and then it's over. So you want to take all your time, money, and opportunities and give them to yourself, the people you love and care for, to make this a better world. And don't waste them on the trappings of religion and faith, because that's a dead end. And as always, folks, thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you all next time on Thursday on Deconversion Hangout. We'll see what we can talk about there, and we'll see you all then.
It's time to take a step.